Alright everyone, how's it going? And welcome back to the FIFA 19 online career mode. We're up to episode 8 now, and in the last episode we did our second season summer transfer window, July and August. So if you missed that and are interested in watching it, you can click the eye in the top right hand corner or the link in the description, it'll take you straight to it. But if you're not and you're here for this one, we'll get stuck into it. You can see there what the table's looking like, where we left off last episode, only the 3 league games. But as well as that, the cup games were played out, that being the Carabao Cup, which I am already out of. I went out against Southampton, not the greatest, but we'll move on. Into this episode we'll go though. There's the calendar for September, which is where we are. We've got quite a few games this month, 2 of them being online. And saying that, we'll go straight into our first game, which will be a sim game against Wycombe Wanderers. Our team is pretty much the way we had it last episode. You can see it with our new transfers in there. Our attacking 3 of Canos, Torres and Branco. Now, I am quite happy with how this team's looking so far. But in this game, we do go 1-0 down just after half time. But Fernando Torres scores a penalty to bring us level just after that. And that match just runs its course. It finishes 1-1. Not the greatest, but not the worst. We'll stick with that. And in that round of matches, you can see the results there. There were no online games. Callum also drew 1-1. And then Seth and Will both won their games. Will against Portsmouth and Seth against Barnsley. So yeah, as we're just looking for our team, getting it sorted for our next game in the calendar, we then realised it's actually our match against Will, which we'll hop into now. We'll be up against some of his new transfers. Let's get into it. Oh, big Ben Morris. Foden's tiny. Oh, as if. Oh no. I heard David Mark this Calvert alone. Oh, Chong's hair, that's metal. It's huge. No. Fuck me, his hair's big. That's the dumbest shit ever.
Last time I was 2-0 up, you got a bullshit pen.
Bullshit my ass. Oh, the wake pass. Oh yes. Oh, run. Oh.
Owen's coming to the middle.
That's off. Fuck. The finish.
Don't underestimate Ben Mark.
Look at it. Oh, too late. Missed anyway. That and Torres is ahead. Torres in there. Branco is. Oi. No way.
Suck my
Good
dick.
game. I want to see these stats. I badly
It's
like it shit
chunk.
after that.
What? Did you not see my stats after your fucking last game? Shafted. You can't even say you got shafted.
Okay, so the 3-2 loss, where they just get outdone by him, to say the least, really. And the other League 1 games there, Callum won 14 against Rotherham, but Seth ended up losing 2-1 to Preston. But yeah, we're just going to keep simming through this September. Our next game is an away game against Plymouth, and I did actually decide to sim it. Probably a poor decision on my end, because as you can see in the 25th minute, Kerry puts us 1-0 down. Just after half time though, Banks gets us the equaliser. And again, just like last game, it runs down like that. Sergi Canos gets a red card, and there's another 1-1 draw. And the rest of the results, after this little training session, everyone else won their game out of us in League 1. So this rate is looking pretty poor for me, as this season only 3 of us can go up, and then obviously the other 2 from League 2 will come up to join me. So if I don't pick it up, I might be the one who has to sit back a season. But we're going to crack on, see if we can actually produce something. So into the next match we go. We're up against Ipswich this time. It's home, and we're simming again. Now this time we can't use Sergi Canos, he's red carded, but we do bring in El Kabir. And this match had nothing to do with it. Until that, bloody Edwards puts a goal past us and would lose 1-0 in the last minute. Great stuff. But in the other results, it wasn't the worst thing. Callum picked up a draw against Peterborough. Will lost 2-1 to Charlton. But Seth did actually get a 2-0 win against Blackpool to set him a little bit ahead of the rest of them. And our next game coming up, 21st September, it is Bristol Rovers. This match we're actually going to be playing. You can see the way the team set up there. It's back to our pretty much what I'd say is very close to our strongest 11. We have Russo, our second youth star, the one from this season, playing centre mid, beside Curtis Jones. Ollie Banks still gets a run in CDM, but that probably is our best attack there, of Branco, Torres and Canos. Yeah, let's see how this match goes. We do open up the first chance for ourselves pretty early on. We roll it across with Torres, then with Jones, and Branco beautifully finishes that across the keeper. And that was like the only chance from the first half. In the second half though, Bristol are on the charge. The whip across in, the header comes off the post. The rebound is crossed back in, but he is offside, thankfully, because he did finish that. And then here we decide to switch the formation up a little bit to the 4-3-3 attack. Bring on a couple of players, El Kabir and Traore, to try and make something happen. Because as I say, Bristol Rovers are out here piling on the pressure. Moving up a chance pretty quickly. Quick 1-2 between Torres and Traore. Traore's in. The finish though, straight at the keeper. And then Bristol down the wing, in comes across. It's blocked short, but the shot still comes away. Grabar saves it nicely. And unfortunately they did score from the corner. I don't know where the footage of that went, to be honest, but they did score. That's my bad. And then as you can see, it's just constant from them. Somehow that hits the post, and somehow the rebound went miles wide. 1-1 draw once again. It's a very popular result for us. Another quick training session, and the results for that round: Callum won 4-0 against Charlton, and then there was an online game there, Seth versus Will, where Seth got the 3-0 win, which is helping him get that leap ahead of everyone just that much more. And yeah, our next game is our second online game of the month. It's against Callum's Carlisle United. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get into that. Well, yes, my team's already set out the way I want it. Let's perform better this time. I'm gonna have 2 great players in my team, Callum, so don't mean a flex or anything. 3 if I bring on Campbell because he got removed from the game. Hoi! Oh, no way! El Nino.
I shouldn't have messed about.
Torres gonna be super for me until like January when he's like 72 rated.
Oh, I guess he'll start going down the ratings. Hey, this centre back's annoying me.
Oh, and he comes again. No, oh, it's a goal. What the keeper did?
He just knew it was gonna be a goal.
He just turned around. He lost interest in it.
Oh, that's a trap.
For this guy that you've got the ball on now, he's like miles ahead of anyone else on the team. Now that's a goal. What a save.
Bismarck!
No, oh yes! Imagine if he didn't turn his back to the first shot.
Okay.
What a save.
Goal.
No! Ah! No! No way! Offside! Oh. That's it. That's the most Chelsea Torres thing we've ever seen.
He'll take a draw.
I won't. Oh no. Good game. Okay, so yes, we get our most popular result once again. A 1-1 draw. And in the other games, Seth and Will both won theirs. 2-0 and 2-1. Just quickly here, before we get into our next game, I decided to edit our youth stars a bit, as well as a couple of other players, but these are the main ones that we're going to be using. Nothing major, just boots, gloves and ankle tape. And yeah, the last thing, just before our next league game, round 3 of the League Cup was played, which only Seth and Callum are a part of, and they both won their games. Seth ended up knocking out Southampton, rubbing it in my face, and Callum knocked out Fulham. So it turns out our wee teams can be Premier League teams, it just has to be not me, Will and Welshie. And now, in their last league game of September, it's a home game against Rotherham, which I decided to sim again. Obviously I could have played this game because we did have one more playable match to make up for the half the games we're allowed to play, but I risked it. It's a pretty blank first half, till a 38th minute where Curtis Jones gets us the goal, and just as the last few games have been going, nothing else happens. And we actually do get the 1-0 win this time, but don't concede to make it 1-1. Living in dreamland here. Now, quick training session there. Catalano is up to 68 rated, and the results. There was an online game that round. It was Callum versus Seth this time, where Callum won 3-0, and then Will got a 2-1 win against Scunthorpe. So the top 3, which is those 3, are getting pushed closer together once again. And now here is the October calendar. It's another quite packed up month. Got 6 games this time. One of them being that cup game, which is in the Checkatrade Trophy against Scunthorpe United. And their first game is against Doncaster. It's an away one. We're not going to risk it with a sim again. So this one we're actually going to play. But unfortunately in this one, you do see there, our centre back, Month, does pick up an injury, so we're going to have to start Ellis instead. It's not the worst thing. We do have another high rated centre back in Sutton, but he's got like 4 pace. So Ellis is who we went with. And in this game, we're the ones who get the first chance. Play a 1-2 with Branco and Torres. Branco's in here. Takes the finesse shot. Look at that. If you want him to put it top corner, just ask. He will supply it. Then Doncaster are on the press. A shot's fired from the edge of the box and it does just about go wide. And now we're on another attack of our own. Ball finds its way to Fernando Torres, who takes his time, pings it, and oh, what a goal. I didn't expect that to go in, to be honest. I just cracked it just because it's Torres and it brought back some memories. Just add to it, we got a corner. Branco whips it in, Torres wins the header over the keeper, ended up back corner, 3-0 up. The game is pretty much won, but you know, we're not done. This time it's Curtis Jones, little fake shot to open it up and bangs it into the back of the net, and we do win that one 4-0. Far better defensively as well, so Ellis did put in quite a good performance, and the results there, everyone else in League 1 won the games. And that runs us through to the first round of the Checkatrade Trophy. Well, in fact, this is actually round 2, I believe. I wasn't entered in it until round 2, along with everyone else it seemed. So yes, there's that. And yet, Scunthorpe are the team that gets the first chance. It's squared across the 6-yard box. The clearance from Valerie was completely my fault, because I just passed it, and it lands straight at the striker, who just finishes it through the keeper. Guevara's pretty unlucky there, but he's not keeping it out, let's be real. This time here we've got a chance with Traore, who's starting this game. Green time it, but it does still roll wide. And you can see the chances we're getting, we're just constantly making them. This time though, Banks steps someone, rolls it through. Russo on the right foot, finishes it along the ground into the corner, and we're now level. And then in the second half, a whipping across with Canos. I thought Torres was offside here, but it looks like the left back was just about playing him on, and we go 2-1 up. And yeah, that actually was our last big chance, well, the last big chance of the game. As you can see here, the whistle blows, and we're through to the next round. And the results from everyone else in that round of the Checkatrade, Welshie and Seth ended up getting knocked out, but the other 4 of us did go through. Some big results there. Owen smashed the Oval 5-0. Callum and Will winning 3-0 in their games, but my 2-1 thankfully is just as useful. And yeah, just before our next game, you can see here we've got ourselves into a bit of bother. So I'll just quickly explain what's happened here. You can see the international break has come upon us, and Kamil Grabara is away to play for Poland, who is our only goalkeeper that is not on loan to another team. So I was like, you know, not to worry, we've got a little bit of money left. We can go just quickly call Shamel George back, and yeah, we cannot afford the recall fee. So I'm just like, yeah, shit, what do you do? So I went to the free agents list, found myself a cheap goalkeeper, spent the rest of my money on his wages. Got this Fredrickson guy here, very cheap I know. I wasn't hoping for a top quality goalkeeper just for one game pretty much until Grabara's back. So we'll sign him up, the rest of our money is gone, and this cunt's playing for Iceland at the moment. So after all that, we've still got no usable goalkeeper. So the big man, just back from injury, Emmanuel Mont, is playing goalkeeper for us this round. So yes, in our next game against Southend, 3 centre backs playing this time. 2 of them playing centre back, 1 of them playing nets. And in this match, we start things off by whipping the ball in. It's headed off with their defender, going for the dive on the header, but it's, you can't even really call that a shot, can you? And Southend get a chance of their own and whip the ball in. The header, it's a weak one. Mott goes for it, but he's just not a goalkeeper, is he? Oh dear. Yeah, so that's what we're working with this game. So we have to try extra hard to get our own chances to try and get ourselves some goals. Got one here with Curtis Jones, takes the finesse shot, keeper makes a decent save. And this is where I'm starting to worry a bit. Southend hitting that wing once again. The cross comes in, but the big man's there to save it. What an absolute unit he is. He can play anywhere if we can know the first goal. In the second half though, we've somehow opened up a chance for ourselves, but it was offside. I swung for it. Branco, he can produce that, but he was offside, so it doesn't matter in the end. And now once again, Southend are on an attack. It is a cross. Who saw that coming? Whip it in, but Monf is there to save it again. And also, look at that, he just rolls it out so perfectly. He's a master ball trade, him. Again, 75th minute, the ball comes in. Monf is there to punch it, but unfortunately it does come back in. That one would probably beat Grabara as well. But I mean, surely, if I scored that would have been called offside, wouldn't it? Or in pro clubs at least, anyway. Do get a free kick here with Russo. He hits it quite well, but it is a pretty good save there. And we do not score it. That's the end of the match. Look at the stats. We did bombard them with shots, and their only 2 on target went in. Quick training session there. I was going to see the results for that round, where Callum and Will won their games, and Seth came away with a 2-2 draw with Wickham. And we've played all our games we can't play for this month, so Simon is our only option. I was pretty confident though. We were home. That's usually where we get the best of our luck. But you can see there in the 28th minute, we do go 1-0 down. Then in the 70th, we concede another and we're down 2-0. Torres gets us 1 goal back and a bit of hope, but that's all it is. It's another loss. Back-to-back losses. Things are still waiting to kick off to go our way. It makes you really think how terrible our Doncaster. Right, well anyway, we're 7 straight through our next game. We're desperate here to get some points back on the board. It's an away game. We do have to sim it. This is one of the games that I would have wanted to actually play, but you know, After our cup run last season in every single cup and already been at Carabao, I had to go for the checker trade. And also the other game was the one where we had no goalkeepers. And God knows how that would have ended if I simmed it. And the two conceded within 6 minutes of this game. When it's popped up a goal of Curtis, I got excited because I thought Curtis Jones scored for me. But clearly that is not the case. And yeah, just to add to the idea that sim matches aren't going our way this season, Torres missed the penalty. And yep, literally that is all that happened in that game. And the results: Callum won 3-0 against Shrewsbury, Seth won 2-1 against Ipswich, and Will won 2-1 against Fleetwood. And now we're going into our last game of the episode. It is a home game at Racing against Peterborough. Torres puts us 1-0 up, and a couple minutes after that, Jones puts us 2-0 up. We are well back in the driving seat. Campbell comes off the bench, puts one in himself, we're 3-0 up. Our left back Kutalano gets sent off, but we've got the 3-0 advantage, not really that worried. And then just add to it, Traore gets a fourth, and there we have it, we're back on winning terms. Another great training session there. You can see some of the players that are already just now so themselves and boosted up quite a good bit. Yeah, it's good to end on a win. Hopefully now we'll end up with a pretty good run into the January transfer window. And yes, that is it for this episode. And yeah, now we'll just quickly see where everyone's standing at the moment. Here's the League 1 table, and you can see there, yeah, I am being left behind. First is Callum on 35 points, Carlisle United. Second is Seth Mansfield on 35 points. Callum's ahead there in goal difference. Then third is Will, Forest Green Rovers on 32. So he's just 3 points behind them. Then if you just drop down 13 points, you'll find me in 12th. Well, hopefully those few wins will help us boost up and reach the top 6. I mean, they're going to be fighting for the top 3. I could easily probably get to the top 6, and then in the playoffs, absolutely shithouse it. That is my main aim now, so we'll hopefully see something like that materialise in the next few episodes. And in the League 2 table, Owen is top in 38 points, ahead of every single one of us technically, but you know, it's League 2. No disrespect, but technically I'm doing better than that. But yeah, he's MK Dons there at the top. Down in 5th is Newport County, which is Welshie, on 28 points. He's having a similar thing to me, but he's already in the playoff spots, and there's 3 other promotion spots. He should be okay. Especially towards the end of the season, it wouldn't surprise me if he easily just hops up there and takes 2nd, maybe even 1st if one drops off a bit. Exciting stuff ahead. And yeah, the top goal scorer you can see, and the top assister, both play for MK Dons, because Owen is on fire with the goals at the moment. On the goals, it's Timmy Weah, the biggest signing of the probably series so far. One of the most expensive buys from any of us. Well, apart from Bauman, but we can ignore that. And on the assists as well, it's one of the players that Owen brought in the pre-contract last season, Kosuke Honda. And yeah, that is where we're going to end this episode. Just quickly before we go, if you enjoyed it, it would be so massively appreciated if you could drop a like on it. And if you're new around here, feel free to subscribe. Next episode will be the rest of the games for November and December, as we're getting closer to the winter transfer window. And yeah, that is it from me. As I say, I hope you enjoy it. It really does mean the world to me that you do watch. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.